First item on the agenda is Foreman Almond Crandall.
I know that town has a policy now to get 3 bids on something. But I would like to call Fuller and line him up for this Park Street. Kinda has a payback for him coming so quick to us from the flood and to get on his schedule early enough so that hopefully it gets done. Being that it's small.
I agree. Somebody drops everything and comes to us first. They could have gone anywhere. And they came to
How
Weston.
he made get it done this spring.
Well, that's what I mean, get onto his.
Or when he's in the area.
What are we talking about, paving? Right
Repaving
here.
Park Street here in front of the Playhouse.
Mhm.
Usually things gonna cost around 10,000 or more. We put out the bid. Fuller came in during the flood last year and fixed us up. And
Yeah,
took care of
they-
us, so
that was amazing turnaround.
And just for Lisa and Howie's info, Chris didn't get sworn in, so he's observing tonight.
Observer.
Got it. Fair enough.
Probably if Kim hadn't been tied up with other things.
It's fine.
No, we could have done it right here.
This is a good get your feet wet kind of day.
Okay. What else you got?
I want to rent an excavator again this summer to catch up on some of our projects. I know my summer's kind of short.
Okay.
And then at 1:30, I was told the new truck was in Westminster.
Mhm.
So now how long it's gonna take them to do what they need to do. Or it's delivered.
Which is
Is that the dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said they had to do some painting and stuff. They actually may bring it up tomorrow to leave the plowing and take it down.
Mhm.
So I don't foresee it taking too long, so we may see it sometime next week.
If they bring it up and leave the plow and wing, are you gonna go over the checklist on it?
Yeah, we'll look it over.
What else you got?
It's pretty much all we've got. I may be on posting the roads probably in the next week or so. I think they firmed up enough.
don't get ahead of yourself, sir. It's only April.
Nobody's paying any attention to them anyhow.
Point exactly. Got it. Okay. Westminster and unpost roads.
Is everybody okay with Almond renting the excavator stuff? Probably should have a motion to make.
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Do you want to make a motion on several of the things or?
Sure.
Okay, first, I'll make a motion to allow Almond to hire Fuller Paving to pave Park Street as previously discussed.
I second.
Ash Chestnut,
And patch Chester Mountain.
where the road crew did it before.
And I'll second that
Okay,
amendment as
There
well.
you go.
Yes.
Is doing Lawrence Hill Road in on that one too, or what?
It should be.
All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye, excavator.
make a motion to allow Almond Crandall to rent an excavator as needed for the summer 2024 for miscellaneous projects.
I second.
All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Chris, Kim, do we now?
Oh,
okay.
can you swarm me in?
You guys swear him in.
You can swear at it.
Yes, I'll go get your.
We're okay. She just walked through the door. We're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep going.
We'll just ride. We'll ride it out.
After, yeah.
All right, next thing is we got a personnel issue to discuss, so we need to go to executive session. Need a motion for that?
I move that we go to executive session to discuss personnel issue.
Second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm the only one here. I'll second that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right, so we'll go into executive session. I'll have Almond stay and,
Okay.
Let's
We have
let
a
Shauna
three-
do
That was
it.
quick.
Can only take a minute.
Chris, if you want to go
Just
get
my
your,
letter, but-
Swear.
get your swearing in since we
Oh,
have
she
that
may-
done.
Was it something I said?
That was
Yeah.
making it official.
Yeah.
everything else, Sean.
Don't move your stuff, Jen. You're coming right back.
I know,
Okay.
but I might, who knows,
Okay.
I might get something done.
All right. Don't do that.
Recording stopped.
Recording stopped.
Yeah, hang on. She's doing the video right now.
Listen, with the FEMA stuff,
Recording in
he
progress.
can check on it. Then he's supposed to sign off. Completed.
Mhm.
They just can't go up and say, we're gonna dig it and dig and cover it up and be gone. Because sometimes encasement in cement is required. Not always, but sometimes.
Sewer lines require a sleeve.
So there's more to
Dig
it.
it up and remove it, they don't have to dig the town road up.
There's more to it than just digging and digging.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I thought it would be appropriate for them to come tell us what their plan is. So,
Well, Alman will approve
Okay.
the under the road part. That's kind of his department.
right.
But I do think it comes in through Shauna, so just let them know that if they're gonna run the septic from A to B across the road, that they should get a permit. And it's a one pager anyway.
Yeah.
And put it under other. And then as soon as you get it, Shauna, you can send it to Alman so that he can check it and maybe even meet with them if you need.
Well, I usually-
Right, yeah, meet up with them, yeah.
In addition to the concerns for the parking and what their, maybe their concert schedule is.
Did you sign off on application? Did you?
Not
You
yet.
I
did
haven't
not.
signed up. on
Yeah,
anything,
okay.
but I'm concerned about
Yep.
the-
Okay,
Just the increased traffic. There's some narrow spots on Lawrence Hill.
oh, it's terribly narrow right there. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
Anything else?
Hey,
adios.
And thank you, Alman.
Good night.
They're just expanding the building a little bit. So,
But I can't hear
There's
you.
all sorts of things.
Yeah, they're expanding their season to a fall semester or whatever they're calling it.
mhm.
Not so much the footprint as the activity, right? It's the-
Yeah, I mean, you get into December, if you get a major winter storm and people come up park on the side of the roads, it's
Right?
gonna always have it.
I think there's several things going on there, so
Mhm.
we'll take them as they come.
Okay, changes to the agenda. Well, I guess we're gonna review the last minutes.
I don't think I saw any big changes anyway.
There you go.
Okay, well, we'll use Chris's to sign. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I move to accept the minutes of the 26 March meeting as submitted.
A second,
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public comment. That's probably where you come in, Jennifer.
I think so. I have a request if you're ready for it.
Oh, it's public comment time.
All right, I'll be public. Hi, I'm Jennifer Probst. I don't know if you remember me. We've met. here representing the Weston Volunteer Fire Department tonight. You may have heard that there are some congressionally directed funds that have become available for all different kinds of projects. So a lot of the 501c3s in town were also applying for the funds through Senator Welch's office and Senator Sanders' office, and the deadline was Monday. It was kind of a short deadline for us all. Anyway, the majority of it is online, and it's pretty much just an introduction. As you know, the firehouse had water in between my nose and my eyeballs. We are still trying to get enough work done so we can get that electric, not fit for occupancy stamp off the front. But in the meantime, we're going to start looking for some money for whatever the next step is. The goal right now is to build a new fire station. I don't have any details. It's conceptual at this time. I checked that little box, but Senator Sanders' application is completely finished at this time. Senator Welch's application required a little bit more documentation, like a 501c3, and specifically why I'm here, letters of support for the project. It's sort of just a checkbox. What I'm asking is if you all feel comfortable together, from they said, public officials, et cetera, who are involved. I'm going to, so I'm asking for a letter of support from you all, from the select board, the Weston Select Board, to support the project. I actually named it, you had to pick something, and I've got it, the specific words, which you don't have to worry about, but it was the construction of a new firehouse in Weston, was the way I worded it. How he's got the specific verbiage, but you don't need to worry about that. If you would be so willing to just put a couple of paragraphs together, just talking about, the flooding, and this is an issue, trying to be ready to serve our community, I would love it. Everything needs to go in together, any letters of support that I have. So I'm asking that it come to my email, which is, Sean has got it, but jlcrokes29@gmail, and then I've got to put it together in a PDF. I'm also specifically, just so you know, I'm going to ask for one from the Planning Commission as well, because a new firehouse has been, not only was it on the previous master plan and on the current master plan, but when we had those community meetings previously, which I think that's where we met, it was certainly there, and our community was supporting us on that. So that's all kind of easy.
Where's this letter though, Jen? We should have that. What you're submitting. We can't support something unless we know what we're supporting. So do you have a draft of the application, or?
I have the application I submitted, but it doesn't have a letter. Do you want me to write you a letter that you can just sign?
No, but didn't you say that you gave Hallie some? What do you have? Just notes?
Yeah,
Oh, just notes.
yeah.
Send us over a copy of the application for what you want to do. Do you have that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really very basic, because you know how far we are on that. We're just trying to, we have walls now, Lisa. We actually have walls
She has
and
walls.
a door on the potty.
Listen, that's all you need.
I have a
That's all you
question
need.
on this grant thing, Jennifer.
Please.
Is there a timeline of when the money has to be spent?
Good question. So this is for fiscal year 25, Denny. And if I drop a thing, there is a 32-page document. I did not bring a 32-page document that has got all of these different programs, all of these different committees. And I did contact, because I didn't know which one this was going to fall under. And when they visited us, they just said, basically, we're here to support you. Just let us know what you need. As you know, also, we're trying to get some staff support to help us, individual little volunteer groups, because everybody in Burlington has got paid people who are able to do some of this work for us, and we're all kind of working in
When you
at a
say
little bit of a
we all,
disadvantage.
who are you talking about the theater company?
I'm specifically
you?
talking about the
The
Weston Flood
Mhm.
Resilience.
Yep.
Resilience Committee, I believe is the word. It's
Yep.
WFRC, which is a new select board appointed committee. We've been kind of ad hoc previously. One of the first things they applied for a grant to get us some staff support.
Mhm.
So this is for fiscal year 25, Denny. So I don't think we're going to see it for a little while. For Senator Welch, I had to do also like a long description of the project for the building a firehouse. Well, I don't have a long, I estimated a $4 million project, which by the time it gets built, is gonna go up by 20%. So that's gonna put it at 4.8.
Mhm.
We did get a significant check from a citizen who passed in his will. So we've got a little bit of money. In the meantime, the
Mhm.
fire department now has a capital fund committee, and they've had a building committee. And as you know, in our letters, we've been looking for land for a little while.
Mhm.
So now it's time for, but I'm kind of working on the backside, and I'm gonna let the guys and gals work on the front
Yeah.
side and see if we can't get in. Oh, Wyndham Regional Commission, I've already reached out to them as well. Chris Campany and Alyssa Sabato said there are some specific things they can help us with as well. I'm just trying to work those avenues, and so that whatever we do, that we've got some money for it.
Yeah, it's there. Send something over, whatever you have, so that we have a document to go with the letter of support.
Okay,
You must have something.
I just got the
If-
printouts. It was all online, so I just got the printouts as proof that I submitted.
Yep,
We can make a copy, or I can send.
just send it to Shauna at some
Yeah,
point.
I don't really have those in PDF, but okay, I'll send her something. I can give you this, Shauna.
And she can make a copy of it if you want, Jennifer.
Yeah, you wanna just make a quick copy and,
Yeah, now I'm on that stuff. Pardon me, I'm working on a little disadvantage here.
or we can move on and
Yeah.
let her find what she,
Oh, good. Maybe if you just make a copy of this, because this kind of shows you other things I did do, it tells what it was about, and here's my letters.
We
of
just need
support.
like a summary thing, right, that gives an idea of
yeah,
what's,
everybody should read it and
Yeah.
review it, and then,
Well, reason I asked the question about when the money's gotta be spent, I mean, we all know how long this stuff takes.
yeah.
And
It could go away before the project is done, but I do know about the nonprofits in town, the Playhouse,
they asked us for a letter too, but there was, they gave us a deadline of,
Sunday at
Sunday or
noon or
something.
something, yeah,
And
I sent them a personal letter, but that was just on my own.
yeah,
behalf.
I saw that. So there's a couple others too that are making applications for, I'm gonna call it mitigation funds. It's resiliency, it's mitigation. That's my take on it. So, and since the committee's only met one time, we don't have a whole lot of info as of today, other than there's grants out there and they were telling them to jump high.
As a select
So-
board, should we be supporting each individual application? or-
Absolutely, we
Okay.
can't, yeah, I don't think we can take this as a big ball of wax.
we
but-
should be supporting them, but they should supply us with information ahead of time rather
Well,
than
that would be, yeah,
have a letter come Friday and I need a letter Saturday.
Sunday, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, we ought to have it to at least know what the hell we're supporting, signing.
absolutely, absolutely.
I mean,
So Jen's got something coming, we'll look it over, and
Mhm.
Shauna doesn't leave until Friday, so we can have her draft something if everybody's in support of it. What happened with the Sunday thing? Were you around any? I didn't get it
Nothing
till
as far as
after.
I know.
Okay,
no,
Okay.
and I figured that and I told Shauna that unless as a group we were able to meet and
Yeah.
discuss it, that I would do my own.
Yeah.
Carol and I just personally gave a letter of support, and then.
I have a question for Jennifer when she comes out.
Yep,
I
she's
may
coming.
be out left field on it, but the design of the building.
hey, Jen,
Yes, ma'am.
Denny has something.
Yes,
Something bugging me a little bit, Jennifer.
yes, sir.
Have you guys got a design of this building?
We don't need to have a design yet.
So the answer is no. Yeah.
Well,
we
the
do
answer I
have-
got once before was, well, we have to have a piece of land so the architect can design it, which I think is a bunch of bull. That's what they make earth moving equipment for, is to reshape the land.
I don't disagree with you. About 4 years ago, we got this building committee together. They've done some preliminary things, they've done some preliminary sketches, etc. We are in search of, my understanding, 3 to 5 acres, and it's gonna be 4 bays with the office, a small bunk room, you know, in case we need to staff people for 24 hours like we've had to do, and those sorts of things. That's why I picked the money.
And bathroom.
Yes, you know, room, bathroom, office, a place to, like a meeting room area, showers, because sometimes when you come back from things are kind of icky.
Mhm.
And then all the other equipment that we already have in there, you know, the washer, dryer, a shop, and those kinds of things.
Mhm.
So yes.
No prints, no plans, any,
So this is sort of like pushing a string or herding cats. You know, this is not going to be the Fred and Jennifer firehouse. You know, it's just not my project. But what I'm doing is just
yeah,
kind
facilitating,
of
yeah.
facilitating. David's just back in town. I'm gonna give him, I've been telling them that I've been working with these FRC folks for a little while. I'll let you know when it becomes public and things get going, what things you have gotten going. In addition, just that you know, this happens to be the 75th anniversary of the Weston Volunteer Fire Department. So we've got a couple things. You know, we actually had a visual, which hardly anybody saw at town meeting, but we've got visual, we've got some other information coming out with the capital campaign. We're hoping to do like a parade, maybe a chicken barbecue or something in the September, October timeframe, and all wrap it in together as the community coming together in a new firehouse. So I know that doesn't exactly answer your question, but I'm kind of waiting for the guys primarily to get it moving. We've almost flooded again twice since July. So it's obvious that we cannot stay in that location. And you know, I understand the studies and everything else. So I mean, but we can't stay in that location. It's just exhausting. So yeah, we got a little bit. I want them to get some money, hire an architect, make some decisions. We were hoping somebody from the community would pop out. We also have our annual appeal letter will be going out. And as it mentioned last year, we kind of said, hey, if anybody knows about a piece of land, et cetera, would like to help with this project, the verbiage is going to be stronger this year.
Yep.
So this is in progress. We need your help. I'm sure we might even have a talented citizen that might be willing to, it doesn't have to be for free, but help us with getting.
Well, if you got somebody who wants to do something for you, you're short of funds, being 503C, you say, look, you do this, we'll give you a letter, you donated X, and they run it on their taxes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. So I'm just trying to
Yeah, sounds good.
kind of squish them and
Sounds good.
squish 'em
What's
and
your
push 'em.
deadline for Welch's office, by the way? Thursday?
If we could do Thursday, that would be wonderful.
She leaves Friday. You're gone
Right.
Friday,
I'm leaving Friday for 2.5 weeks. I would like to try to I'm not planning on doing a whole lot of these because the evidence is really overwhelming.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I know.
Anyway.
It's a lot of work.
And I think they just need something so
Right,
that they have justification to give the money. I think they're more than willing to
right,
provide
Put
some money.
you on the
to-
list.
yeah.
You're definitely gonna get on the list and then they just have to decide
exactly.
who and what.
Who
That's-
and what
yep.
and where and how much. So I kind of asked big and then, you know, we'll see what trickles down.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Now, I have a point of order question on this sort of thing. If we're going to sign a letter as a select board, are members of the select board precluded from separately supporting an effort like that? In other words, I can still send a personal letter of
Yeah.
support
I think
on
we
behalf
sh-
of my
I think we
family or
should.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been times when you may not agree with what the select board's doing,
Right.
and you know, it's a free country, you should be able to write your own letter privately as a private citizen and not as a.
No, I just want to make sure I wasn't
So
going to overstep.
what if
a
I
bound
make a
or something.
motion that after reviewing the information that Jennifer just provided to Shauna, and Shauna will relay to us, that we offer a letter of support to the Weston Volunteer Fire Department in their application to Senator
Well,
Welch. And we can have Denny sign it Thursday, by Thursday, by the end of business Thursday.
I second.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Aye.
Right. Don't get in here while you're here on Thursday, leave it on the table.
and I'm close by. Is it have to be signed by you, or like I'm just across the street here? I could run over and sign a letter on behalf of the select board, and
Yeah, it's fine.
if there's a problem with,
If there's a problem, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Do you need me for anything else?
Thanks for the info.
Thank you.
Bring Chris up to speed. Last summer, we were gonna put a new septic system at the town garage and remodel the bathroom in there, but the flood kind of took precedent over getting things done.
Mhm.
So this next thing here, item 6 is something that has been drafted up that we may put out the bid for just a septic. I think we are gonna get a contractor for the inside work, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be under 10,000, and I'm just going to find someone to do the inside work, replace the toilet, replace the sink,
It's
fix the
under a
walls.
different tab.
5.
No, not on mine.
Yeah, you can have mine.
Okay,
So the bathroom itself is, I'm just taking care of it. But the septic system, we do need to put that out to bid. And I want, this needs to go to the town garage and see if you can get Jeff to look that over. Because I don't know what they have to, with the old, I don't know what they have to do.
I don't have a clue.
I know Jeff had a conversation with Miles Waite, who designed the system. So he could better help you, like, say what needs to be done. And it's not just putting in the new tank, it would be the new leach field as well. So it's tanking.
Yeah, I'm at a loss of.
Yeah, you're
What?
not all up on excavation biz.
Yeah.
Got it. The best person to get a hold of is Jeff on that. And he can help you with whether or not we need to remove old. I don't know what the permit says. I know the permit is to build a new one. I just don't know what it says about the old
Is
one.
there, I can't find anything, there's a permit or anything?
Mhm.
I wonder where that would be, if I could even just.
Okay,
look at that.
go on Vermont A&R under wastewater permits and look under the town of Weston.
Go ahead.
Sorry, we have the permit. It came, look up Miles Waite or Waite Environmental on your computer. And I'm pretty sure he sent it over.
This is being paid with the ARPA money.
Okay, yeah. So the whole system's shot, the tank, the leach field, everything.
Everything.
Wow.
Well, it's been there since 65.
Oh, it has, okay,
And to my knowledge, other than pumping the tank once in a while,
nothing's happened, yeah.
so.
So
Yeah.
I'm assuming for adding a couple of bays, then it's gonna be
No, it's not gonna change the,
size.
it's not gonna change the septic
Number of
size.
people.
No, they're basing it on the number of full-time employees.
Right,
So
makes
I
sense.
think we based it on 4. I think we based it on 4 and there's 3. So
Right.
leaving room for a little bit of wiggle room there.
So if Jeff reviews
Mhm.
this paper and is okay with it, can we get a motion to put the ad out in the papers?
Yes, I'll make a motion. After Shauna submits the RFP to Jeff Yersha for review, changes will be made and then an ad should be placed in the Vermont Journal.
Is there any other papers you wanna put that in?
Yeah, I mean, I
The
know that's
Vermont
the
Journal's
paper
the
of record.
default, right?
It
Yeah,
is,
paper
but
of
it doesn't
record.
mean it's the
Yeah.
only one we have to do. Let's give it a chance. Let's see if anything comes in from the Vermont Journal. If not, we may have to do,
Manchester or
yeah, what's the
Broader.
guide? The Vermont News Guide.
right, that's one.
That's
another
one.
Yeah,
The journal.
Manchester Journal.
Manchester Journal, and then, there's a third that gets distribution too, that's,
Why don't we include the journal and the guide in this first
Yeah.
round along with paper of record?
Yeah, let's see
Let's
where
not
the,
string this
yeah,
out.
where the leads come from. You got that, Shauna, 3 papers? Okay.
Rather not string this out.
And so when, you don't have to put all the info in it, but once you do the summary ad, that paper plus the permit itself from the engineer is what you'll give to someone so that they can put a bid in.
I second.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That was,
That was a-
that was
that was a good
long.
long motion.
That was a huge motion.
All those in favor of
Aye.
ads like that? Okay. Number 6 is the audit, and Jim isn't here, and he likes to read these things. I was wondering if we should table this, and he's here to.
Yeah,
Does it
because
matter?
I was going to read it, or I did read through it. Okay.
It's a lot.
And it's a lot, and the language is very legalistic and all that.
There
In
you
fact,
go.
I'm reading a Jane Austen novel right now, and it's very much like that. Okay, so, yeah. Well, no, yeah, but she was writing it in the 1800s. Okay, this is,
Legalistic meets
Put it on the next
counting
agenda.
on, yeah, steroids, right?
All right, so I'll be on the next agenda if the board wants to tackle it, they can, or they can table it further. But if we keep putting it up, it doesn't get lost in the.
Yeah, yeah.
shut, and
It seems
there
like
were
there
no,
are a couple issues. I looked at it.
yeah,
that
there,
do
a
need
couple,
to be addressed.
yeah, a couple of things, but
Yeah.
nothing significant. No,
No.
how did they?
It's just those
I'm
two
trying to
qualified
remember how they worded it.
opinions,
but-
but we should discuss it next time.
Okay, we'll go to number 7, payroll first. This is a payroll, Chris.
Fair.
All the time of all the people that get paid, and this is the amount. Somebody usually moves it, we second it, and if there's no questions, we pass it, we sign it.
Okay, so everyone has to sign it then. Yeah.
Well, when we have one of the oddball weeks where we don't meet, somebody comes in and just signs it, and then if they want to discuss it at the next regular meeting, because what is it, half a dozen times a year, there's a 3-week period in between meetings. But that's no more, I guess, from what Kim's telling me, because she's only
2
paying
a
them
month.
twice a week,
That's
or
all you
twice
get.
a month.
Twice a month.
Forget what I said about the skip payment.
Yeah, we're just no.
I'll make a motion to accept payroll report number 7 in the amount of $8,737.14.
I second.
Any questions on it?
Can you just briefly tell me who these people are? I know who Sean is. Who's Ann Cooper?
Ann Cooper is assistant
She
clerk.
works. She works next door.
Assistant
Okay.
clerk.
Okay, Almond, Will, I
Almond was
know.
there, yeah.
Hugh works in the
Garage.
garage, and Jeff works in the garage.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Valerie is in here
Assistant
also.
Yeah.
clerk or
And
treasurer.
then Kim,
Both.
okay,
Both. They're both.
all right, yeah, I got it.
And Kim, I don't know.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
I,
All right,
Were you in here yet, Kim, when Alman said that the truck's in Westminster?
His truck was going. Oh, the new one. Oh, no, I missed that.
I'm so glad you said it, not me. I was like, do we tell Kim now?
Do we need money?
Do we need money? Do we need money? He said it's back in Westminster. So they've got a few things they have left to do on it, but they may bring the plow and the wing up and drop it off, but they'll take the truck back. They like to take it for a test drive and make sure things are done, and he said it might
Do
be.
we just get it without a check? I mean, do we have to pay for it?
Yeah, I think we should probably pay for it. I think he has to trade in his F-550, or do we?
Yeah,
not?
there's one we're trading in and make sure the proper insurance gets transferred around or put on it.
When the new truck goes in and when Alma gives up the other one, you'll have to make that switch around. And actually,
when might we get an invoice for that?
Have no idea.
Oh, okay. They'll tell me.
You know much about it, it's like,
Okay, right.
Shauna, ask Alman or send him an email and tell him that when he speaks to ATG to find out when it's coming, because Kim needs time to prepare a check. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
get our funds in order.
Get our funds in
Right.
order.
And because of personal stuff going on,
Mhm.
I'm kind of on.
Mhm.
You know, I need more advanced warning than usual. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, not a problem.
Okay, we have accounts payable.
Oh,
Where, I see that. It's number 7, is that in the same
yep.
file?
On the payroll.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything unusual in there. We're paying for the audit up to the point at which it's been completed.
And the other things are just routine,
Yeah.
fuel and oil and
Gravel.
stuff,
Stuff,
nuts and bolts, literally.
truly.
Yeah.
What's the DEC, the second to last one?
So we have to pay $70 for an annual water permit over at the little school.
Got it.
So that's just their routine.
Mhm. Okay. I'll make a motion that we, oh, I'm sorry, you want to go?
Oh, no, I
You
wanna,
go.
I wanna
Oh,
try, I wanna try. to see
Yeah,
if I
go.
can-
You do it.
Move that we approve the Town of Weston accounts payable report and expenditures in the amount of
Oh, check number 7.
number 7,
Mhm.
yeah. In the amount of 49,947.83.
I'll second it.
Is there any questions on it? All those in favor?
Aye.
We're just passing to Kim here.
Well, that's this whole pile.
Yeah. All right, now we have old and new business.
Old business, I just put in the 2, like, the RFP and then the kind of the scope of work again with the corrections that we made. But I didn't, like, I still don't know what date you want them.
So the scope of work. Concrete doesn't have an A in it. Unless you're fancy. Are you fancy?
No.
Okay, all right.
Could have been in that Jane Austen novel.
Yeah, right.
Concrete. Yeah.
And I think for the, oh, we're not in discussion yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think for the purpose of the scope, I think we need to say that the winning bidder will provide and install. They don't have to physically do it, they can hire a sub to do it, but we need to know that it's provided
Oh,
and
that,
install. Heating
instead of just
system.
install the heating
Right,
system,
right,
they need to
Okay.
provide and
provide and
install.
install.
Same with the electrical. All electrical as needed, so provide and install, right?
And I also think there should be, is there insulation to this? I would assume so if we're heating it. We just don't know how detailed we get on.
There are some that are like,
Okay.
that I've checked, that are
Mhm.
so insanely detailed that I thought maybe the lawyer should be writing this, I don't, and then there are some that are just like. So I don't know how,
So we don't have any design or drawings on this, we're just putting it
We're-
like a design build thing out.
We're letting
Yeah.
them prepare their own
Not
design.
spending
Yeah,
money.
provide a proposal.
yeah,
It's just. a
And that's why the
simple
scope of
two-way
work
thing.
is a little
Right.
in advance of the,
right, I
We
like.
are
I have
at
something
one
together,
Mhm,
right?
correct, absolutely,
Fair
yeah.
Things that we don't-
Come
Yeah.
in and we just wanted a ballpark there. He got pretty detailed about it and he come in at $495.
Yeah, everything's so expensive now. It's just
Well, they're telling me
crazy.
the concrete is what's really raising hell.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It is.
All right, so when this gets all properly worded, what papers or where do you wanna put it out to? I assume, and I could be wrong on this, but I assume that there's probably some site out there, not in the computers, but where construction guys go to look for projects.
I think we know, we've got a couple of people that do nothing but this. We should definitely, reach out to them. I think Shauna, you've got a list of a couple of them there. And then Denny, you brought up the Amish thing at one point, but I don't think that's gonna end up being a steel building. Do you want her to still pursue?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you've got 3 or 4 right there to start with, but I think we should put it in the Vermont Journal just to make sure that everybody
Right.
who
Yeah,
might
it's
want an
out there,
opportunity to do it will
But you-
also have an opportunity.
but you're gonna also send it a courtesy copy to the
People who do.
people
yeah.
that you've identified.
Right, because you got like
Yeah.
Bread Loaf up there,
Mhm.
Middlebury, there's a big one there in Rutland, I can't think of their name right now. There's Wright, Holly,
Savage, yeah.
Starts
oh,
with an N,
Right.
right? The steel build.
Morton. Morton Buildings, that's I think, I don't know where they are, maybe Castleton, maybe
I think
North.
so.
Yeah, we've got a couple to see if they're even interested in the project, so let's see what we can do, and we'll put it in the Vermont Journal.
We can advertise for free for 30 days, or I've never read.
Online?
anything on VLCT,
Okay,
so.
yeah, let's do that too.
The bad news I've heard so far is there's some of these construction people looking for 25
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna find that too, but we should
So don't be
see
surprised.
what we get.
I can't even get windows put in, replaced on my house. Even small jobs.
Yeah. So can we do 2 weeks in the Vermont Journal instead of just one? I just feel like one is like fleeting.
Well, somebody could be on vacation and miss it and
Something.
stuff. So yeah,
let's do 2 weeks at that. We'll see what comes, if anything comes from the Vermont Journal in those 2 weeks. And then the others, we'll just reach out and see what their thoughts are.
why don't you have them due by May 10th and we'll have them for the 14th.
Mhm.
Should give them enough time.
Yeah, I think so.
There was so some of the ones that I were reading for the insurance, they were saying like how much money they should used to carry $1 million.
It's 1 million, 2 million aggregate, I believe, is like the standard. So
Do you
we
want me
want,
to write that in specifically?
no, I don't think so. Most everybody has that now
Okay.
in the commercial business anyway.
So who would be like overseeing a project like this? Reviewing, like making sure we have the right insurance coverage, making sure, everything's to code, making sure, we're getting what we want, just, is this a select board function? Or how
We
does
can
that
take
work?
it on, or we can hire somebody, but, the electric code, we have one of the state inspectors living here in town. I imagine we could ask him to,
Yeah,
he has stamp approval on it anyways.
Well, we'll see their plans too. We'll see their prints, so we'll be able to kind of review those before we even hire them.
okay, so it's a select board.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay, there's not a lot of infrastructure.
Yeah.
Not on this one.
Yeah.
This might be one of the easier ones that we tackle.
Yeah.
But it does need to get done soon. Which truck is it? It's not the one that almonds. Yeah, it is.
The new
It
one.
is the new truck.
Mhm.
It is the new truck that's literally sitting in Westminster, right? It's the one that we're
Won't fit
concerned
in
about.
the garage.
Yeah. Yeah. So we really got to get something figured out. So,
I thought he was trading one in.
We are,
right.
Yeah,
For some reason, I keep getting almonds 550 messed up with everything else.
no, what the
It's
crux
one of
of
the
the
big
problem
trucks.
is, fellas,
Mhm.
this new truck's a 10-wheeler, it's slumped.
Needs bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
Needs a new bay.
If it could be jammed into the bay, it would be pretty tight getting around it with a plow on it. And the thing that the workers don't want to do, and I don't blame them, is they don't want to have to show up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and go out in a snowstorm, dark, fight and put the damn plow on.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. I've been through that back in the 60s, 70s, don't want to do that. So, but we'll get something figured out here.
Yeah.
One way or the other, even if we have to put a small hole on the backside of the building, build a box for the blade stick and do for 1 year.
Yeah, that's not.
Something there.
Shauna, did you send this over to the garage to the boys?
Nope, not yet.
Send it over to them. Just give them let them have a once over on it. And then I think we should wrap it up by Wednesday. You have to do it by Wednesday, right? I think the Vermont Journal cutoff is Wednesday.
I don't know. I can.
Feel like it's Wednesday. Check and see. And if we can get it redone.
Sounds like maybe tomorrow you email and say, boys, I'll meet you at the garage. We got 2 things we gotta put over. And I
Take a
gotta
look
get
at.
off my plate before I leave on Thursday.
You'll be busy tomorrow.
I think this covers everything that they mentioned. I'm just reminding
I just,
Another look.
somebody that's working in the garage all day should probably take a look at the garage that we're about to.
All right, we put it out for 1 week, didn't get any response. We've got to run ads again for town replacement workers. Probably we ought to do the 3 papers we talked about and run the ad for a month and see if
Yep.
we get any
I have
response.
one response. I have a resume and I walked out the door without it. So local person. The only thing is, does not yet have the CDL. This is going to get the CDL. So depending on when we're looking for help, might be something that he would be put on loader, grader, something else until he passes his CDL. Oh, small truck, right. Could do
Your
that too.
truck.
My truck. No, not my truck. Don't say that. So I have somebody, and once we run it, and let's just give it a little more time out there, we'll converge and put them all together and set up some interviews.
Let's see. I don't know if you said you had somebody for this one or not, but the post and sill on the front of the building, I think we talked about it last year in the flood kind of,
Mm-hmm.
but they need repair.
Which building? This building?
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
after,
the
yeah.
bottom post on it. Right. I think it's mostly trim looking work, rotted and sill plate, and we have money in the building maintenance fund, but it's just one of the things.
Someone to do it.
Yeah, it's a small job, and there's not many people who want to do small jobs.
Mhm.
They all want big jobs where they make huge mark.
Mhm.
What you need is somebody that's retired or semi-retired and wants to little putter
You know,
jobs.
like the guy Dave, who, I can't remember his last name, Andover, did
Yeah.
some work for
Oh, yeah.
our Manser, and he's working in the
Yeah,
Playhouse now too.
Arcos, Ernie?
nope, Dave,
Dave.
Dave,
Has the
Oh,
lift and
bummer.
everything.
he lives right on the Weston Andover.
Yeah. No, different Dave. And I don't know his last name.
Oh.
Nope, I know, I'm trying to call it up, it's not coming, but I know who you're talking about. Also, I'll give you a couple of, do you know what the scope is to tell them, Denny? Can you give it to her so that I'll send her the names of 2 people, she can reach out to them and see if they're available to come do it.
Tomorrow, leave her a message or talk to her after this.
Okay.
tonight.
And I'll give her the names of 2 people that I think might be open to doing that.
Because this building faces north and it never dries out there in the front.
Mm.
There's rock.
Since we're doing all these RFPs and scopes, I would like to make a motion to put a scope of work RFP together for the generator for the town office.
Go ahead.
I second the motion.
Left me hanging, Howie, left me hanging. Yeah, so I
Thought
think,
there was gonna be more.
nope, that was it. There's gonna be a short one. There is,
I have
One-
new business sort of related to that. When you're
Okay.
done.
okay, no, well, if it affects.
Well, it's the whole heat pump issue, which is not, it just should be separate from the generator, but it's the same. It's this building.
Got it.
So when we're ready
Got
for
it.
that, let me know. You want me to just talk about it right now?
Yeah, did you make up the pamphlets?
So you might recall, I got it's a $4,000 or $5,000 grant. I think it's 4,000 to work on energy issues in the town, and I decided to use a little bit of that to. We got 3. We meaning Annie and I have been working on this for months and months, on and off. Got 3 bids to look at the heating and cooling in this building. And they were kind of almost apples to apples, but not really. And so we decided, because I had some, this grant money, to get Mark Blanchard, who's a construction manager working on the library project, just to look at it and to give us a, he's in the construction trade, so he can look at everything. And he walked through the building with Andy too last week, and then he came back to us with a 3 potential options, one of which is clearly more optimal. And he's putting together just like a couple of paragraphs to send it back to these vendors so that we get true apples to apples. It's going to delay things some more, but we felt like it was kind of more proper way to do it, and then we can hopefully bring it to this group and make a decision on. He did say that the old furnace was quite past its day.
Yeah.
But his preferred option, we looked at 2 main ones. One was just putting a big air handler connected to 1 heat pump unit, and the other one was splitting it up so you had 3 zones and 3 units outside, which gives you more flexibility and more redundancy and better control for the people working in the building. So that's the one we're gonna
The 3 split.
we send out. And if once I get that from Mark, should be this week, I'll send it around to you guys. So because it's not you know, it should be part of the real process that we go through here, because it's, you guys set aside some ARPA money for this, right, or something. There's some money somewhere in said for this project, yeah. So, I mean, it should be part of the normal.
Well, it's
select
for
board.
it's for a project for the town office, so we have to figure
Okay.
out what we have left.
30,000
I-
or something,
yeah.
I think is what it designated.
Yeah.
So I'll send this around, and before we send it out again,
Yeah, let's just,
everyone can look at it and see if it's something we want to properly send out.
You do realize that we're still gonna have to have the hot air furnace on downstairs.
As a back, yeah, the proposal is to leave that. And or if
It's
you
gonna
want to
have to
spend the
be
money.
replaced. It's on its last legs, but
Yeah.
my understanding is these heat pumps, you get down around 20 or a little lower, they're not as efficient. And I've run across this article and I had her make up copies, which I want to give each. And I've talked to quite a few people about these things, and it's not as cut and dried as people like to make them.
Mhm.
The price of electricity goes up considerable. A guy in Peru put 2 heat pumps, and in addition, he did a bedroom on his house and stuff, and his electric bill doubled. And then the yearly maintenance cost, and then if they have to be recharged, that gets into the thousands of dollars. So, you know, everybody's cramming this, this is a savior and saves you all kinds of money. Well, from what I'm finding out, it's questionable.
You can look it over.
Chris, you mentioned something, you said, I'm looking at the 3, which would be boom, boom, and boom. And is it outside? Like, where
There's-
would that go?
There would be,
On the building?
yeah,
You
you
On the
have to
wall,
You
raise
could
it,
hang them on the building, yeah.
or
I've
you
seen
can
that.
put them up on stilts,
Pedestals
little
of some
pedestals,
sort.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
You could run all 3 mini splits off of one unit, but we were thinking that if that unit goes, then you're out, right? So you could do it off multiple units, and if one goes down, you still have the other one. So we were trying to build in
Yeah.
redundancy, and
where would it go? Back on
probably
the back?
probably in the back.
Yeah.
We'd have to get some, the construction guys to look at
Just
it.
trying to think of like.
You'd
how-
want to hide it,
What,
yeah, most
not pretty,
likely.
okay.
I think maybe go right over there, where they see it from the lighter.
Yeah, could go there.
Mhm.
But
Keep in
the other-
mind, this isn't just heating, this is cooling too.
Right, which is an advantage, because you're using, at least, upstairs,
They have a portable.
you have a portable,
Yeah.
those
Well,
portable
they-
air conditioner things in there.
They have space heaters too, so
Yeah.
it's not clearly not optimized right
No.
now.
And we have a mini split that we installed in our place for one bedroom. I'm planning on expanding it
Yeah,
and putting more in, because we're coming off of that one, because we're very pleased with it. Even in cold weather, 15 below or whatever we had last winter, we get 65 degrees in that room, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it didn't get that cold last one, about 0.
well, the year before, I think, yeah. So,
But the other thing too is, according to what
Does
Kim's,
it dehumidify?
Yes,
It does,
It
does.
does.
and that's very helpful with the paper.
yeah,
But
But-
anyway,
we're only spending about $1,200-1,500 a year on oil here, Kim, is that what you and I figured out?
$1,600.
So, I'm trying to weigh cost against this,
mhm,
and I'm not a big fan of taking these grants that get you enticed and get you into something, but then you're
you're
shot
stuck
below.
with the after cost, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that stuff.
Would it also be helpful to look at what our electrical costs are overall as well? Because we do use electrical heaters in the winter, a bit. I don't know if Shauna is, I know predecessors did, but then we use ones at the front desk. Sometimes it gets super cold because it's just cold there.
Right.
So I don't know if that's,
There's electric baseboard
Information.
upstairs, right?
there's electric baseboard upstairs.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's,
Um, I think I might have that. I
gave
think
that
you,
to you. Okay.
yeah, let me revisit that. I haven't looked at that in a long time.
It's around 180, I think, in the winter here. Not sure.
Mm.
But yeah, we would appreciate air conditioning and the paper would appreciate air conditioning.
Mhm.
Only in some way, shape or form, oh, there's our air conditioner. Yeah, that died last year. It started spitting and just thinking that's not such a great way.
That'll probably have to the flood work on
Yeah. on
hazardous
Wednesday.
waste
Wednesday.
day.
Yes.
It's not even the junkies will take the air conditioners.
Oh, they don't get the free on that?
Mm-mm.
No, that'll have to go to, otherwise I'd have got rid of it a long time ago, but nobody, the dump doesn't want it and the local junkies won't take them.
Right.
So circling back to generator, can we move forward? I mean, there's no reason that the
No,
generator,
because you're gonna need power regardless, yeah,
she needs power.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They need power.
Yeah.
So I think we should,
and I won't argue for the, Tesla, power wall in lieu of a battery. We'll save that for another generation, but, yeah.
I think they got a lot of work to do on that,
Yeah.
electric cars and batteries. I
Yeah.
hear there was a lot of complaints yesterday from
Oh, yeah,
people coming up,
yeah, they couldn't charge their cars.
couldn't charge their cars.
Oh, for the
It's
Eclipse?
for a
Yep.
new generator.
To
Install a new
pur-
generator.
purchase and
And
install. And the only thing, I think the only thing that we would do ourselves was we'd ask Goldman to build the pedestal frame. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
would want to coordinate with whoever's doing the electrical on that. 'Cause if we are putting in mini splits, those will take up, I don't know how much room we have in the panel here. I haven't looked. at
Yeah, but that should be factored into
Doors there.
into the size of the generator
Right.
as
and-
well as the
and
capacity, yeah.
The wiring. So it is kind of, it does make sense long-term to have whoever's doing the wiring to think about it.
Mhm.
My experience been is if you're doing a generator like that, you figure what you need, then up it by a third.
Right. I think we said 15 was a need and that we could easily go to 20, and 20 was sort of enough to do anything that we were thinking to do.
You
So,
could run a small town.
so a small town,
Mhm.
20. Yeah, if you can kind of draft that up. Jim has somebody specific that he wants to be included in that. So when we can shoot him an email and just say who was that contact, and then put it in the Vermont Journal.
Well, she just said something earlier tonight. We can put it in these papers, but if we can do any advertising on the LCT for free, let's do it.
And that's 30 days for free,
Correct.
and that won't hurt anything.
I think I can re-up it. No one's ever, but
Mhm.
I'll ask. I've only done one so far and it hasn't been 30 days, so I'll
Yeah.
know.
Well, we know enough people who do generators. We could come up with some if we had to, but we should at least put it in the Vermont Journal.
Well, what I'm seeing out here in the workplace, I don't know if it's just this area, but I'm seeing a lot of vehicles from outside the area coming in and doing work. So I don't know if the outside area is dying and they're coming into this area to do work, or people are just willing to pay the price and they're coming in. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, I see, I won't mention names, but way south going towards Chokimo in the morning
Mhm.
and vice versa.
Well, even some of the folks in town here are bringing in people from New York and other places I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
From, like,
I think the
Long
locals
Island,
are, I mean, I think the
just
local
can't-
contractors are just overwhelmed. There's
Yeah,
so
they are.
much work right
Yeah.
now. And we've had an influx of people for 2020, 21, 22, and 4 years technically,
Mhm.
and 23. And now that they've been here for a bit, they're saying, okay, now we got to do some stuff. And so it's great for the economy for the locals. It's just, it's hard to get them
It is.
to
All the
squeeze you
major,
in. Yeah,
all the major
Yeah.
trades and anything
and anybody.
smaller
any-
than a bread box,
Yeah.
you're, out of luck or you're way back on the list.
Yeah.
That's-
I don't want to get too far into it tonight, but I mentioned it once before. Lisa was here, you two were, but what is it, 27, 28, the lease of the little schools up, Shauna?
27.
And I floated the idea, Jim was here, that we give them, if they're interested, a 99-year lease. They don't pay any rent. They're just responsible for everything over there, the painting, everything that goes wrong, because there's a major disconnect between them and us. And there's always a rat's nest of stuff going on. And I think one of the problems is they have quite a turnover over there. And I think they need to get their situation under control. And if they have control of everything, they can develop a plan of how they want to handle it. But I don't think we should wait till 27 to start negotiating with them. We should start in the relatively near future, because time flies around here, unfortunately. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Shauna, can you get a copy of the lease, the current lease, and send it out to all of us so that we can look
I
at
mean, right-
what we're currently, what the current lease is, and then kind of apply what Denny's talking about to see how that pans out?
I mean, right now, we put money in a paint fund for over there. We put money in for a maintenance fund for over there.
Because we own the building.
Right.
Yeah.
And they pay us a token.
Well, it's right now, it's $925 a month.
So if we just say, here's a lease for $1 for 99 years, if the little school cease and desist, it automatically comes back to the town, and you guys got no rent. You put that $900 towards your maintenance and all that stuff, and it's all yours, because when they want to do something over there, sometimes they come to us, then we have to get a contractor, and we get this and that, and it takes a lot of time to get anything done over there, basically. That's Shauna. Yes, no?
Yes.
I think we should look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look at it. If it's something that doesn't fly, it doesn't fly, but can't hurt, take a look at it.
And we gotta see what the trade-offs are on that. Because even with the lease, the town still owns the building.
Right, but
Yeah.
you write in the lease that they have to keep it up,
Yeah,
keep it painted, and keep this and that.
And if they don't, what's our recourse as a town? Because there has to be some give and take on that, so.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why if we're gonna do it, we gotta start. We
Yeah.
can't wait until December 26th, 26 and say, we wanna do this, because this will go back and forth many times.
Is there flood insurance on that building?
It's whatever.
so, yeah, so VLCT Passive is the town of Weston's, Passive is the town of Weston's insurance company through VLCT. And because we own that building, we insure that building, this building, and also the fire department building. And yes, there is a flood clause. No, it doesn't pay out the
When there's a
same.
flood.
Well,
Alright,
so,
now I
so
know
it's,
how they work,
it's
yeah.
it's an aggregate number. So we had a flood, everybody that had flood damage puts all their numbers in and then mush it all together, and then they figure out how much they're gonna give Weston, how much they're gonna give Londonderry, so on and so forth. So it's not just like we purchased a
Oh,
policy,
I
it will
see.
pay.
Alright,
So,
understood.
and then there's other criteria too, like, was it over 5 million? Was it under 5 million? So on and so forth. So, so and again, these are all conversations we've all had, and the fire department has even had a conversation where let us get our own insurance, because it's painful to have to wait, and you want to, rebuild and you can't
Right.
because.
And the fact that they don't, that the town owns the firehouse complicates things with some of that too, because of that.
Yeah,
insurance thing.
well, so what the town of Weston is responsible there is the building
Building, right.
and two pieces of equipment.
Oh, I didn't even know there was equipment.
A generator
Okay,
and a Mako air exchanger,
Yeah, what it does, it fills the air tank.
fills the air tanks, that's
yeah,
what it does,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
And then we also own and insure the vehicles, which is separate from the building policy. And the same thing at the little school, we own the building. And I think, yeah, I'll be speaking to Susan tomorrow about the little school claim of what they had. I can't even get bills. I can't even get bills to give to the insurance. So at some point, they're gonna cut me off and just say, you're done. Your time is up. Your time is up. So, and then we had we had one or two items here with the flood, but nothing crazy. It was, matter of fact, Almond and Jeff, they hauled off the mower and Almond took it apart and fixed it and it works. So, so we really didn't have anything major here. We had major at the fire department and we had, average over at the little school, but without the bills, without the estimates, without the documentation, we can't file anything. So, so again, it goes to Denny's point that we need to do something different. And I don't know what that looks like for me. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's tough being a landlord.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the only insurance that we have. And if you want to call it flood insurance, you can.
So unless somebody else has got something, we're good until the 23rd.
And you'll be here, Denny? No.
We
No.
won't be talking about the audit then.
Although I can if you want. I mean,
Okay, got it. Oh, did you adjourn officially?
no,
Okay, good. So normally I would start working on a tax anticipation note. But right now, we have enough money in the bank to pay the next installment of the education fund bill, which is usually quite hefty, and still have a little money left over. So since we're in that situation, I wasn't gonna bring a tax anticipation note to you until maybe June if we were going to need it. But also, the truck that we're buying gets paid out of special funds. Do you have any non-special fund purchases that I might have to rethink this?
Because of the truck?
No, the truck will get paid out of special
Okay,
funds.
so that's taken care
So
of.
out of
right?
our regular checking, which would be highway and general, is there anything upcoming that might cost more than?
not that I know of, but I have a question for you.
Okay.
Consolidated.
Or,
When we were doing the budget.
Uh-huh.
And I believe you said 2 years ago,
oh gosh,
in 5 or 6 years, you were going to be retired.
oh, that's true. I would have hoped that I'd be old enough then. So that's still my goal, and I call it my 5 or 7 year plan, so it's always kind of moving.
It's rolling forward now.
Yeah, so what's your question?
Well, my question is, I think I'm right. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But if we elect somebody to take your place, I believe that they're supposed to be a resident of the town. Is that correct?
Yes. And I'm supposed to be a resident of the town, so that's right. I'm with
So
you.
I guess in my roundabout way at what I'm driving at,
Oh,
are you even thinking about trying to bring somebody in to educate them about the job, or just
well,
retire and
Oh, God, no. So my goal is actually to find someone to do that, simply because I didn't want the next person to have to go through what I did. And the learning curve, I'm probably just now feeling kind of comfortable, and then they're gonna change something, so that'll change too. So I really don't want to just walk away cold. I'm not at all comfortable with that. And when I was trying to replace my assistants, I did make some cold calls to people I thought, well, would you like to get your foot in the door? And you know, I didn't really get a lot of people jumping up for it. I mean, I just think it's a fabulous job, and maybe I need to do a sales pitch. Because I don't like being bored, and I can honestly say I haven't been bored in 10 years. So I just think it's a great job, and I don't understand why more people aren't pounding on the door for it. But my intent is to get somebody in here, so that there can be a training process, and I would feel most comfortable with that. And I really am. It still is a 5 or 7 year moving target, but I'm trying to figure out how old I am. 7 years at the most. That's my end game right now, as of whatever year this is. And it depends, honestly, on my health and mental acuity. How's that for a word? Because it's a very, you have to stay sharp. And, you know, I'm finding that that's probably the one area that I think will be more difficult than anything going forward.
Well, the only reason I'm bringing it up is you brought it up 2 years ago, and 2 years
Oh,
has
did it?
slipped
Well,
by.
I'm
I'm
smart
not trying to
about
kick
that.
you out the door.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Well, I was a little worried about that question, Penny. No, if you know people who have ever expressed interest, as I have assistants come or go, I would love to get somebody in there. The thing about the job is you do things once a year, and then it comes around like dogs. Okay, you do it once a year. So next year when dogs come around again, you're like, oh yeah, how do we do that? Or tax season, how do we do that? And so I've only done tax season 10 times. It's not like you do something every day for 365 days. Or whatever.
Yeah, but there's 365 different things happening.
Exactly. Yes, but just once a year.
But
you
once a
know?
year, right?
And so it does take time to really gain that knowledge and get your footing. And it really, I think it's a 3-year minimum, just to feel like you know what's happening, because then you'll have hit things about 3 times. I would love to get somebody in here for training. I think that's the fairest way to do it. And I guess I better start putting a sales pitch on.
Well, like I said,
No.
it's one of them things you gotta talk about.
Well,
Oh,
your pool is
absolutely.
small
My
because
pool
the
is
pool
bigger.
is small
Right.
because of the town size,
Right.
so.
So I was thinking, well, geez, maybe I'll rope my daughter into it. And she'd be kicking and screaming. Be like, are you out of, that'll get her out of the house, let me tell you. So the other thing I did want you to know is we are 24 days away from closing on our business. And we haven't really secured temporary housing. We are in the process of buying some land from a friend and building a manufactured home on it. I think of it as a pop-up, you know, I just get to open the book and I'll pop the house. I love this idea. I want a new house that looks like an old house. I don't want an old house. Anyway, all that to say is I may have temporary housing that is not in Weston. My mom has asked us to come over for a little bit. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But my intent is, and we have a permit on getting that house in, so we're making progress.
Things happen.
Things do happen. Sorry.
Let's see how the drive is in the winter. You'll be back.
Oh no, I want the house in by late fall. I'm not doing that Andover Road in the winter.
Well, you can go through London there and have Huntley Mountain.
I know.
No
Yeah.
good way. No good way. Not when you've had a 2-mile drive.
Oh,
Right.
I love my commute.
Yeah.
I'm not
Commute to work is
excited
good.
about being on a dirt
Well,
road,
you
I
work
gotta
on
tell you.
your daughter.
Yeah, well, I'll work on somebody.
Good.
Well, like I said, it's just one of the things that has to be discussed.
Well, I'd love to have somebody interest in it. It is a fun job.
Do you think 3 years is like the prep time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really do,
Okay.
because you know, it's yes.
Got it.
Just yes.
Yep. Fair enough.
Plus it takes that long just to learn who's who.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Right. So the assistants who have been there, Anne and Valerie, have really This will be their second year, and I can see the glaze coming off their faces. You know, it's like,
So
But
is there
either one-
documentation for how to do the different things?
there is on the clerk side, but that is one of the things that I'm supposed to be writing on the treasurer's side, and that was last year's project, which we all know what happened.
Right, yeah, that
Because-
sounds like that would be a good thing
Right.
to try to revive.
Well, it
Yes.
is, and actually it's something the auditors have asked me for, so they gave me another reprieve, but the thing about using the accounting system we have is there's a lot of documentation within their system. So you can go to their website and you can pull up, you know, things on the accounting system, and they have webinars now that they've been doing almost weekly. So you can latch in or click into some of that. So there's a lot there, but we need it customized to Weston, and that's where I have to, it's meant.
Mhm.
In your spare time.
And this is an election year, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That too, yeah.
Is this presidential election year too?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh. wow.
yeah, we gotta start paying attention.
Boy, we don't have a choice now. We just
Oh,
don't.
I'm
got
not even gonna talk about politics, we're not, we're
Alright.
gonna stay friendly.
Well, we just need some old guys in there, right?
Looks like it's gonna.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, I guess we're done.
I think so.
Do we need to,
That's
is
it.
there an official adjournment or that's it?
That's it.
No,
Under
motion.
Robert's
Okay.
rules, Chris.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's,
I
Easy,
get.
simple,
I
done.
can actually know the meeting if I want.
I'm waiting for that.
I'm sure that.
Recording stopped.